Oprah Winfrey's story does not begin with applause or recognition. It begins in a quiet corner of Mississippi, where poverty shaped daily life and expectations rarely stretched beyond survival. Born to a teenage mother who struggled to provide stability, Oprah's earliest years were marked by uncertainty. She spent much of her childhood with her grandmother, a woman who believed in discipline and faith, even when resources were scarce. Clothes were handmade, often from whatever fabric was available, and life revolved around chores and scripture. Yet within that limited world, something powerful took root. Oprah learned to read at an early age, discovering that words could transport her far beyond her circumstances. Books became more than stories. They were escape routes, possibilities, and quiet promises that life could be different. A childhood marked by silence. When Oprah moved to live with her mother in the city, life did not become easier. Instead, it introduced instability and experiences that no child should endure. Left in the care of others while her mother worked long hours, she faced situations that left deep emotional scars. These were years defined by confusion, fear, and silence. Like many children in difficult environments, she internalized the pain, believing somehow she was responsible for what happened to her. There were no safe spaces to speak openly, no guidance to process what she was experiencing. The weight of those years did not just pass with time. It settled deep within her identity. Yet even in that darkness, school offered a fragile refuge, a place where her intelligence and voice began to quietly stand out. Finding light through education teachers noticed something extraordinary about Oprah. She spoke with clarity, read far beyond her age level, and carried a presence that hinted at untapped potential. In classrooms, she was not defined by her circumstances, but by her ability to think, express, and connect. Encouragement from educators became one of the first external validations she received. It was a turning point, subtle yet significant. Words became her strength, her shield, and eventually her bridge to something greater. Participating in speaking activities and school programs allowed her to experience something unfamiliar: recognition. For a young girl who often felt unseen, that recognition planted the idea that her voice mattered. It was not yet a dream of fame or influence, but it was the beginning of self-belief, a turning point in Nashville. As a teenager, Oprah's life shifted again when she moved to live with her father in Nashville. His household was structured, disciplined, and demanding. Expectations were clear, and there was little room for excuses. While the transition was difficult, it provided something she had not consistently experienced before: stability. Her father emphasized education, requiring her to read, write, and stay focused on her future. Over time, that structure became a foundation. Oprah began to channel her energy into academics and extracurricular activities, especially public speaking. She entered competitions, stood before audiences, and discovered the power of her voice. Winning a local speaking contest opened unexpected doors, including an opportunity to work in radio. For the first time, her voice reached beyond a classroom, carrying into the wider world, a voice on the airwaves. Working in radio as a teenager was more than a job. It was a revelation. Sitting behind a microphone, Oprah realized she could connect with people she could not see. Her words mattered, her tone mattered, her presence mattered. That realization changed everything. She was no longer just a student. She was a communicator. As her confidence grew, so did her ambition. Opportunities in television followed, and she stepped into roles that were rare for someone her age and background. Yet the transition was not seamless. The expectations of traditional broadcasting often clashed with her natural emotional authenticity. She was told to be less expressive, less personal, more detached. But detachment did not come naturally to her. What others saw as a weakness would eventually become her greatest strength. learning to be herself. Early setbacks in television were difficult. Being told she did not fit the mold created doubt and frustration. At times, it seemed as though the industry was trying to reshape her into something she was not. But those experiences also pushed her toward a deeper realization. Authenticity mattered more than perfection. When she transitioned into a talk show format, something shifted. Instead of reading scripted lines, she began speaking from the heart. She listened deeply, responded honestly, and allowed herself to be fully present. Audiences noticed immediately. They did not just watch her, they felt understood by her. That connection transformed her career. It was no longer about fitting into a system. It was about redefining it, building an unmatched connection. As her show gained popularity, Oprah created a new kind of television experience. It was not just entertainment, it was conversation, empathy, and shared humanity. Guests opened up in ways they had not before, and viewers felt as though they were part of something meaningful. Oprah's willingness to share her own experiences, when she felt ready, deepened that connection even further. She created a space where vulnerability was not weakness, but strength. Over time, her influence grew far beyond the screen. She shaped discussions around personal growth, relationships, and social issues. Her platform became a place where stories mattered and voices were heard. The connection she built with her audience was not accidental. It was rooted in genuine care and understanding. The weight of success. With success came visibility, and with visibility came pressure. Every aspect of Oprah's life became subject to public attention. Her appearance, her choices, and her personal struggles were discussed openly by others. The scrutiny was relentless. Behind the scenes, the demands of maintaining such a powerful platform were exhausting. Long hours, constant expectations, and the emotional weight of connecting with so many people took a toll. Success brought opportunities, but it also brought isolation. The very platform that allowed her to reach millions sometimes made it difficult to maintain close personal relationships. It was a paradox she had to navigate, being deeply connected to the world, while sometimes feeling alone within it. Love, choices, and independence. Oprah's personal life reflected her independence and self-awareness. She built a long-term partnership that did not follow traditional expectations, choosing a path that aligned with her own values rather than societal norms. She also made conscious decisions about family and motherhood, understanding the demands of her career and the life she wanted to create. These choices were not without reflection or complexity. They required honesty about what she could give and what she needed to sustain her purpose. While her life looked extraordinary from the outside, it was still shaped by deeply human questions about connection, belonging, and fulfillment. Her journey reminds us that there is no single blueprint for a meaningful life. Expanding beyond television, Oprah's influence did not stop with her show. She built a business empire that included production, publishing, and philanthropy. Owning her work gave her creative control and long-term impact. It also came with risks. Not every venture succeeded immediately, and some required reinvention and resilience. Yet she remained committed to growth and learning. Her ability to adapt, to acknowledge challenges, and to keep moving forward became a defining part of her legacy. Beyond business, her commitment to giving back shaped countless lives. Through education initiatives and charitable work, she created opportunities for others to rise beyond their circumstances, just as she had. A legacy of resilience today, Oprah Winfrey's story stands as a testament to resilience. It is not a story of perfection or ease, but of persistence, growth, and transformation. She turned early hardship into a foundation for empathy and purpose. She built a life that reflects both strength and vulnerability. Her journey reminds us that success does not erase the past, but it can reshape its meaning. The impact she has made extends far beyond her achievements. It lives in the lives she has touched, the conversations she has sparked, and the hope she has inspired. In the end, her legacy is not just about what she built, but about how she rose again and again, choosing to move forward despite everything behind her.